Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Donald Trump's former campaign advisor, Steve Bannon, and some of the issues that he's facing. And by issues, I mean charges. We're going to briefly discuss that, and then we're going to talk about what we can learn from that based on the social media response to what he is facing. Brief overview of the allegations against him. There was a campaign to raise money to build a wall on the southern border. The initial premise behind it was to raise the money, turn it over to the federal government. Then the people behind it actually learned how the federal government works and realized they can't do that. That's apparently when things went sideways. It's alleged that Bannon and others pocketed some of the money, used it to fund their personal lifestyle. This is what led to the charges. If convicted, he's looking at 7 to 9 years, more or less, based on sentencing guidelines. Theoretically, he could take a plea deal and get a reduction for providing what is called substantial assistance. However, in the Southern District of New York, you don't get to pick and choose. It's all or nothing, which means he would have to answer questions about everybody that he's dealt with, to include the president. That would knock his sentence down to 3.5 to 4.5 years if he did that. Okay, so that's where we're at. It should be noted, Bannon has pleaded not guilty to this, as we're standing here now. But see, something else happened when all of this occurred. When the news broke, a unique thing happened on social media. The allegation is that a Republican ripped off a bunch of Republicans and took their money. And on social media, Republicans have decided to blame Democrats. Why? Because political parties in the United States have basically induced Stockholm Syndrome among their supporters. It's gotten to the point where those who are party loyalists will defend the actions of other members of their party, even if they're the people being harmed by them. You know, we've talked a lot about voting against your own interests. I'm certain right now there are people who donated to this campaign who are actively defending Steve Bannon and blaming the Democrats, saying that it's a witch hunt or whatever. This is one of the reasons the United States is headed the direction it is. Understand, parties are really there to assist in the good form of corruption. That's really why they're there. You back me on my bill, I'll back you on yours. That's why they started. That's why they exist, to help form coalitions to get legislation passed. However, as people began to focus more on party rather than policy, this is what happens. You have people who are defending the people who took advantage of them personally, and those who are going against their interests. They will defend a party that is actively operating against them. It's probably something that we need to focus on in the United States. That's part of the reason we're in the situation we're in, is because Americans have decided that it's easier to look for an R or a D than it is to actually look at policy and to see the long-term effects of it. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day. Good luck, Mr. President.